everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you are all doing really well. This week I am kicking off the week with a Spanish paella. So for this, if you are following the cinnamon roll, this is a completely sin-free meal. So for this I have Spanish paella rice, some diced chicken breast, which I'm going to cook using my fryer light spray, some frozen peas, a red onion, a red, yellow and green pepper, and then I am using this 1 pan Spanish chicken and rice seasoning. I've used this lots of times. If you are a regular to my meals of the week video, then you would have seen this recipe before. It's one of my favorites because it is so filling. And yeah, on Simmer Rolled, it is sin-free. So this is all free and speed. So I'm going to start by cooking my chicken in the pan with the fryer light. Once the chicken is cooked, I'm literally going to add in all of the rest of my ingredients with 600 milliliters of water. And then I will bring it to the boil and then turn it down to a simmer for about 20 minutes. And then it'll be ready. So the chicken has now cooked through. I also put the onions and the peppers in to soften. Also, I'm now going to add in the frozen peas. I'm going to give them a stir, and I'm also going to add in the 325 grams of paella rice. And then with this, I need to put 600 milliliters of water. So I'm just going to grab that, and then I'm going to give it a good stir and bring to the boil. I'm going to now add in my seasoning. The water is now in there. So I'm going to give this a good stir, and then once it's boiling, I will turn it down to a simmer for about 20 minutes. So that's tonight's meal, and this is all free and speed. For dinner tonight, we are having a cottage pie. So in here, I've got some mince, onion, green lentils and beef stock. So I browned off the mince and the onion in a frying pan. I then popped it into this oven tray, topped it with some of these green lentils and put a beef stock cube in with a little bit of water to give it a nice beefy flavour. So this is all free. And then in the saucepan here, I am boiling some potatoes, which I am going to mash and pop on top, and then I'll pop it in the oven. So I'll show you it when it's done. So there's tonight's meal, cottage pie, and then I've done some broccoli and some cauliflower with it, which is speed food. And then I do have some gravy on top. So the cottage pie is all free. The vegetables are speed, and then the gravy, I've used this beef gravy granules, and this is 1.5 sin for a portion. For dinner this evening, I am making a chicken in black bean sauce. So I've got some chicken breast, which is free and protein, some dried egg noodles, which are free, some mushrooms, which are speed, some peppers, which are speed, and then I'm going to put in some black beans, which are free. And then for the sauce, I have this Blue Dragon oyster sauce, which is free, and also some dark soy sauce, which is free. So I'm going to chop up the chicken, mushrooms and peppers, and I'm going to start by boiling them in some water. Once they are cooked, I'm going to drain off a little bit of the water, add in the black beans and the sauce, and leave it to simmer while I cook the dried noodles, and then it'll be ready to serve. I've just drained off the excess water. I'm now going to add in the whole can of black beans, and then for the sauce, it's equal parts. So the same amount of soy sauce to the oyster sauce. So I'm going to add that in now. Got my dried noodles in there boiling away. So now the sauce is in, I've just lowered the heat so it can kind of just simmer in the sauces while I wait for the noodles to finish. I will then add them into the frying pan and it will be ready to serve. So that's tonight's dinner, and this is all free and speed. For tonight's dinner, I am making a chicken curry. So for this, I have some chicken breast, which is free and protein, a yellow pepper and red onion, which are speed foods, some frozen peas. I'm going to use some brown rice, which is also free. For the sauce, I am using this Chinese style medium curry sauce mix with water. So for this, I'm going to use 2 level tablespoons to mix with the water. This works out at 3 sins for 1 level tablespoon. So because I'm using 2, that's going to be 6 sins. This meal is going to do 4 people. So it works out to be 1.5 sins for a portion. So I'm just browning off the chicken, the onion and the peppers in here. And then I'm going to add in some water with the spice mix in a second. The water and the curry spice is in, so I'm going to give this a good stir and let that start cooking through. I've now stirred in the peas and I'm going to let this simmer until the rice is finished cooking. So that's tonight's chicken curry, and this works out to be 1.5 sins for the portion.